Hello, I'm Bill Lipsy with Lipsy Gentech, and I want to take this opportunity to thank you for buying one of our round module flippers. The purpose of this video is to give you some basic important information on how to operate your flipper. Like any other piece of equipment, the flipper will take a little getting used to, but if you'll use the information that you find in this video, your operator should have it figured out and things running smoothly in no time. We have two main concerns. The first is safety. Your operators may figure out a better way of doing something, and that's fine, provided it's safe. The second is production. We want to be sure that the flipper is providing a smooth, uninterrupted flow of cotton into your gin. If you feel something's not working properly, please call us immediately, 24 hours a day. We want to help you, but we can't help if we don't know something's wrong. So let's get started. The first thing you'll need to do is establish the right amount of gap between the two modules so the next module can be flipped. This should be approximately 9 feet, but may vary some. Once your operators have used the flipper for a little while, they'll be able to judge this gap just by looking at it. Or you may want to make a mark on the sideboard for reference. Ideally, you want the modules touching each other after they are flipped, but having a gap of a foot or so between the standing modules should be no problem. If you're getting a gap between standing modules greater than that, the operator should try to tighten them up. Sometimes it is necessary to stop the movement of the horizontal modules and allow the vertical modules to travel further towards the feeder to create enough gap to flip. This is done by slightly raising the flipper bar, which stops the upstream conveyor. Watch carefully in this video and you'll see the operator raise the bar slightly to stop the upstream conveyor and widen the gap. The right time to flip the module is about 1 foot before the end of the module reaches the pivot point on the flipper. This will allow the flipper bar to rock the module back a little past vertical, which helps release the wrap from underneath. Also, be sure the operator fully raises the flipper bar even though the module may stand up on its own. This will help straighten the module and get them closer together. Now let's talk about cutting the wrap. It's very important that your operators understand not to cut the wrap until just before the module is flipped. The longer the wrap stays removed from the module, the more it loses its shape, and it will make it more difficult for them to stack the modules as tightly as you would like them to. One common mistake we see operators making is using the sticks to push the tarp away from the end of the module. This is not necessary. Notice how the operator simply grabs the tail end of the wrap as the module is stood up. There's no need to push and pull on the wrap with the stick. All this does is waste time. The operator should cut the wrap on each side, leaving at least 3 feet uncut. If the wrap is cut too far, it could break when the module is being flipped. Most people cut the wrap about halfway, then finish it up with a hand knife once it's been flipped. Also, please make sure your operators are using good sharp knives and making smooth cuts. They shouldn't be hacking at the wrap with a knife. We do not want them cutting the wrap into small pieces. This is completely unnecessary and increases the chance of contamination. Once the module is flipped, the operators will pull the back side of the wrap up and tuck it at the top of the module. We have found that it is best to leave the front side of the wrap in place until you are ready to flip the next module. This helps the module keep its shape and keeps the front side from sloughing off onto the conveyor. Now let's take a look at a video that shows the proper way to remove the wrap from the module. Once another module has been flipped, you can remove the wrap completely from the first module. The wrap should only be cut completely on one side and pulled away from the other side. Be sure the module is inside the sideboards before completely removing the wrap. Now let's recap some important things to remember. Remember, you can raise the flipper bar slightly to stop the upstream conveyor and widen the gap between the modules if necessary. Do not cut the bag until it is time to flip the module. Doing so will only give the module more time to lose its shape before flipping. Do not push on the wrap with a knife after it is cut. Simply grab the back corner as the module is flipped. Leave the front side of the wrap in place until ready to flip the next module. And lastly, only cut the wrap on one side to remove it. As I said before, safety is our #1 concern. So here are a few safety tips. Number 1, the door on the flipper guard should be locked at all times. If it is necessary to enter this area for service or cleaning, the flipper pump and the module feeder conveyor must be locked out. Also, be sure your cleanup crew knows to stay clear of the flipper at all times while the gen is in operation. Number 2, it is only necessary to have 2 people operating the flipper. If there are more than 2 workers on the catwalk, this means more chance for the operators to become distracted from their job and increases the chance for injuries. Number 3, operators should remain on the catwalk at all times, and they should never walk on the module feeder conveyor while it is in operation. They should also never climb or stand on the handrails. Lastly, the operator that has control over the flipper should always make visual contact with the operator on the other side before operating the flipper. This will ensure that he is aware the module is about to be flipped and to be sure he is clear of any moving parts. Please be sure you keep our contact information readily available so you can call us anytime you have a question or problem. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a successful gen season.